Shalom. Welcome to video 8 in the series, 5 Small Stones. And lately, we have been focusing in on 2 questions. How is Jesus the first? And we answered that in previous lessons. And how is Jesus the last? So come, let's take a look what the Bible says about Jesus being the first and the last. Come, let's go. So let me take you to modern day Iran and Iraq. We're going to take a look at the area just northeast of the Persian Gulf. And this is the fertile land between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers that you could read in Genesis 2:14. And here in the garden, maybe in that location, we don't know, but God created the first man. He created Adam. And Adam himself had an unnatural beginning, no father or no mother. He was formed from the mud like a potter forms clay. He's made in God's image. It's almost like see Adam and see God, and he's called the Son of God. This is in Luke 3, verse 38. And he and Eve were part of a new heavens and a new earth and a new life. And even the tree of life, if you eat the tree of the tree of life also that was in the garden, you'd live forever. Now they had one commandment, and that was not to eat of the fruit of the tree in the center of the garden, but Adam and Eve did, and they sinned, and everything changed. The first Adam and Eve brought death. The first Adam and Eve, the way was closed to the Father. The first Adam and Eve, nature was broken. The entire universe was broken. And it continued. There was the first murder, Cain murdering his brother Abel. And the sin continued all the way to the flood. Genesis 6, 5 through 6, right before the flood, God was grieved because he saw that every intent of the thoughts and hearts of man and woman was to evil continue. So in the Lord's grief, he destroyed it all with the flood, but he saved Noah, his wife, his 3 sons and their wives. All of this from the disobedience of the first man, Adam. But the waters receded, and Noah and his family came out of the ark, were spared, and Noah built an altar. But God said the intent of man's heart is evil from his youth. He's talking about Noah. Nothing had changed. For the first Adam, and through him, the first Adam and Eve, because of his sin, he brought suffering and devastation, disease and pain. His sin brought destruction and war, evil and violence, chaos, and the absence of everlasting peace. But no way was God, our Father, going to let his creation remain in such a state of evil and chaos. He had a plan. And this was all about Jesus. Jesus, who had an unnatural beginning in birth, born of a virgin with no human father, just like Adam had an unnatural beginning. Like Adam, Jesus is the image of his Father. See me and you see the Father, Jesus says, just like Adam. Father declares Jesus his son in Matthew 3:17. Luke writes about the fact that Adam was the Son of God. And there's a new heavens and a new earth. There will be no tears anymore, no mourning. And the final enemy of death will be defeated. There's a Hebrew phrase called tikkun olam, repairing the world or repairing the universe. And we read that indeed in Revelation 21:4 and Acts 3:21, Jesus is going to make all things new. That's the phrase, tikkun olam. He's going to repair everything. And Yeshua himself will be called the last Adam, as we read in 1 Corinthians 15:45, and also in Romans 5:19. The first Adam, the way of the Father, is closed. But the last Adam, our Jesus, our Messiah, who is the Son of God, indeed, we find out that he is the one that gives us the way home. He's the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but except through me. So the first Adam, through him, everything was broken. But with the last Adam, we have tikkun olam. He is going to repair all things. He's going to repair the universe. He is the last Adam. Now in video number 9, we're going to take a look at another way the Bible helps us understand how Jesus is the last. We're going to focus in on the phrase, the last words he says on the cross. It is finished. What is finished? What ended? We'll take a look at that in video 9. Until then, shalom.